Hello everybody and welcome back. How you doing? Hope all is well. We are back with a Necro video, but this is for PvP. Alright? That's what I said. I said PvP. We got a whole bunch of hype over these new battlegrounds going on. And I know people that have been making this build have been wondering, okay, what do I change up? What do I need to do to get into some PvP so I'm not, instantly dead all the time? And I did a video on some other builds of a couple months ago, showing the things that you need to think about with going into PvP. So we're going to be applying all that here to this build, and so let me show you what I came up with. All right, so let's look at the gear first. So the gear, we're actually going to keep a lot of the gear from the PvP setup. We're going to keep the Slimecraw. All right, we got it in heavy. All right, with Magicka and Divines. We are going to keep the shoulders of the Overwhelming set with Magicka and Divines. We are going to be keeping our Oakensoul, Bloodthirsty, love it. All right, we're going to be holding on to that for our necklace and our ring, as well as our lightning staff that we're using, and precise with the flame damage. So all of that Overwhelming set, we're not touching. It's doing a really good job for us. We don't have to worry about that. All right, a lot of the features that we want are going to be coming from our main set, within the body pieces in here. And so the one that I'm doing, Nobility and Decay, comes out of Infinite Archive, which does take a little bit of work to get. So you've got to run it a bunch and have things drop and buy some of those boxes to get a chance, some a little bit of RNG your way, and getting some of this all set up. But it can be done. So it takes a little bit of time. But so this isn't just just grab and go kind of thing. You got to kind of make sure that you're running some IA stuff, which I actually, because there's two sets out of IA. If you want looking what you do, if you look in your collections, click on Infinite Archive, and you click on whatever class you are, you can see what gear is in there. All right, and we've got two great gear for them. Maybe the best two pieces, two sets for a class coming out of IA. I actually just completed Corpse Buster. I'll be making a build video on that, where basically you have your corpses explode when you consume them. So it's really kind of cool. So. The one that we are going to be using, though, is the Nobility and Decay. So it gives you pluses to health. We want that. It gives us pluses to healing. We want that. It gives us pluses to more health. We want that. Remember, we want health, armor, and healing when we go into PvP, so that we can survive a little bit longer. We're most of us are, I call ourselves the casual PvPers. We're not the pros in there. So we need to focus more on defense and healing. And survivability than trying to do, utmost damage. And so that's where a lot of people go wrong when they try to go in there, and then they're just, they make these glass cannony builds and they're just on the floor all the time. So, great thing about this Nobility and Decay is that casting a Bone Tyrant ability when in combat grants you Beautiful Corpse and Death's Favor for 16 seconds. Death's Favor increases your healing, thank you, received, and reduces damage taken by up to, 12% based on your missing health. This can occur once every 20 seconds and is reduced by 2 seconds for each slotted Bone Tyrant ability, of which we have 2. So it's going to be reduced by a total of 4 seconds, which is going to be great. So, yeah. So that's what we're doing. The other great thing about this, at least I go back to the other screen, in there is that when you collect these, you get one in every in light, medium, and heavy. So you're able to fine-tune what you want. So we're going to put some heavy pieces as well as some medium pieces in there. So it's going to help out our DPS and help us be a little bit tankier in here. So I have the chest piece because it gives us the most armor. The chest and, if you don't know, legs, chest, and helm give you the most armor. When you're doing stuff. So like if you look at the chest here, about 3215, over here about 781. So if you're going to put like heavy, you want to put stuff on the you want to put that on those the head, chest, or legs on there. So all of our body pieces here, we're starting off with a chest and heavy, and I also put a Magicka enchant with the reinforce. Again, give me more health, give me more armor value. All right, and that's what we want. All right, we go medium for the belt with just the Magicka and Impenetrable. The boots, Magicka Impenetrable. All right, also in medium. We've got the gloves, the bracers that are in medium, Magicka Impenetrable. And there's the other one I was talking about, the legs, with also another health enchant on there. And reinforced. You're like, oh man, I want to be able to do more. Hey, having that health so that you don't die is really nice. So basically what this build is all about is that we've just swapped out these inner pieces. You even see my PvE setup over here, Pillar of Nirn. All right, soon to be Corpse Buster. I'm going to change that up. But yeah, I just swapped those out because we want our Slimecraw with our Oakensoul anyway. You could do some more resource stuff, in here instead of the Bloodthirsty if you wanted to. But we're going to have so much of a resource getting back, it's not going to be a problem for us. All right, so keeping the setup that we had already with our Oakensoul, Overwhelming Ring, the Shoulders of Overwhelming, and our staff, Lightning Staff, with our flame damage and precise, going to be fine. So you only have to worry about swapping out 5 pieces. So that works out really, really well. And we've just made ourselves a whole lot more stout. Talking about being more stout, we're going to use for our food something that I've been getting into recently, purifying bloody Mara. All right? You're like, where did you get this from? So I've been using this basically to get in better rapport with Zareth, the new companion in here. He gives you plus 10 once a day when you drink this in front of him. So, because like I said, we've got plenty of resources getting back, so let's bump up our Magicka. Let's bump up our health, and that's a lot. That's more than what I get out of Witch Mothers. It's more than I get out of Clockwork Citrus in there. So it's really incredible. So we're adding 4620 to our max health, to our max Magicka, and then our max health, we're over 5k. So we're adding 5051 in there. So yeah, since we don't have to worry about any of the resource stuff because we're going to get plenty back, we don't have to worry about that at all. So you drink that down, and we're doing really good. So with that in mind, okay. Oh, and also I do the try restoration for my potion. All right. With that in mind, check this out. Boom, 64 into that. Look what I've got for stats. I'm 30k Magicka. I'm 33k health. Oh my. That is going to keep you from getting one-shotted. That's going to keep you in the game. All right? Love it. All right? We got some magic and stuff like that. And still, look at that. Our recovery, still 1,100. 2,400 because of how we work out with our strategic reserves. A sip of water. Excuse me. Understand we don't have to worry about too much, but still pretty high. All right, check out all the spell damage. We don't really care about it too much and everything. All right, our resistance, our crit resistance, all this stuff, we're doing fantastic. We've got all of these buffs because we've got our Oakensoul ring, and I am using the Atrodoc to give us some more recovery. Yeah, so we use the Atrodoc. That's one of the ways that we can do it. So when people are like, okay, what can I do? What can I put on traits and stuff like that if I'm not doing either enough damage or I'm not getting enough recovery? So there's a lot of different things that you can do, including changing up your Mundus. You don't have to use the Thief all the time. So there we go. All right, let's look at what I'm doing for our skills. All right, number 1. Expunge and Modify, which, oh my gosh, it's only at 3. I gotta get up to 4. If you don't know this thing is great for PvP. Embrace the power of death, removing up to 2 negative effects from yourself and restoring Magicka and stamina for each negative effect. So if somebody puts a whole bunch of stuff on you, everything like that, you click that, it's gone. While slotted, the cost of all your abilities, look at this, reduced by 3%. Isn't that nice? Another thing we talked about when we were talking about our PvP was trying to be able to be as efficient in casting abilities as we can. Look at this right there. We get a nice reduction. So we have more abilities, more resources. We're good. Excuse me. All right. Hungry Scythe, it's just so good. We love it. So our two main ways that we damage people is our Hungry Scythe. All right, we've had that from our PvE build. And we got old Bob over here with our Blast Bones. All right, that's just going to go off on people and stuff. The other feature that we have in here is our heavy attack. You know, if you want to do that every once in a while and stuff. Sometimes if I'm too far away and from the scythe, I'll just heavy attack and be doing Blast Bones. So just to help out the party. Now, talking about helping out the party. All right, we've got Spirit Guardian. That's going to take 10% of your damage, just like it does before. All right, and so it's going to heal you or the lowest health ally around you. So you know, you put that. I put this on almost all the time in there in PvP when I'm in a group. And so you're giving healing to you know, to more than just yourself. All right, and then on top of that, oh, here's the big gun. Here's the big gun for the scribing. Healing Burst. Unleash a powerful burst of soul magic around you. It heals you and your allies, not either or, for almost 10k health. I gotta see how much it procs, because it procs higher. All right, beneficial signature applies to you and your allies, and then heals for health over time. So I'll usually, as we're running into battle in a battlegrounds and stuff, I'll pop this and I'll pop this as my opener to have to get everybody already getting stuff in there, and grants on minor resolve for 20 seconds, increasing the physical and spell resistance, you know, as well. So when I'm running around with that, so popping this out, boom, I'm getting my 10% plus my heals, and then boom, and you just see everybody's health tick up like that. Let's see, what was the number? What did I get? Ooh, 17k. Did you see that? Let's do it again. 17k. Look at that. A big flash 17k heal to everybody, and everybody has that little sparkles, you know, going up there. Absolutely incredible heal for your group. Yeah, love it, over an 8-meter range. So when you're a group of people, you're holding a point, you're doing whatever you're doing in there. So you're now contributing not only damage, but you're also helping out with healing. And sometimes when like we're doing either a chaos ball or when we're holding a point, I was more healer than I was damage. You know, so someone comes out, I would make sure that I was helping out to keep the chaos ball, you know, carrier, you know, up, you know, in health and stuff. So that became, you know, really, really good. All right. And then, of course, we still have Ravenous Goliath. This is our get out of jail free card. This is our thing of like, okay, everything's going kind of wild and stuff around the point. People are going crazy. I don't want to die. Boom, pop this off. We know what it can do. Gives us all of that health. Gives us an AoE around us, which is really kind of cool. So if people haven't seen this, if you're not a necro, look at that. Oh, one of the great animations. And everybody's doing damage around there, and your health is, you know, now off the charts. Now 66,000. So yeah. And you can still cast all your skills. And look at this. I can do this, and I can still be a healer. So I'm not going to die, and I can just spam my heals. Boom. And get everybody all healed up, you know, around the point. So, again, these are the things you have to think about when you're doing PvP. All right? You can't think, oh, I'm just doing all DPS. Nope. Doesn't work for a lot of us casuals in there. People who know what they're doing, all right, who are the PvP pros, as I call them and stuff, they know their characters, they know their builds so well that they are able to have it more slated towards the DPS than that. But even they will tell you, you got to make sure you got either some healing. You got to have, you know, especially if you're running a 2-bar instead of this 1-bar like I am. Have a back bar that has a, you know, a healing staff, you know, on there. You got to make sure that you have some tankiness, some impenetrable, or some buffs to your armor or something. So yeah. So it's always a key component to that. All right. So we've talked about all of the gear. We've talked about what I'm drinking. We're talking about what I get for potions. We talked about what I get from my Mundus and all of my skills and stuff. Let's go and, well, first let me grab this so I get the full value going here. Boom. Let's go to our CP. Green CP actually does kind of matter in that. You want to put some of the riding bonuses if you're in Cyrodiil. Yeah, Gifted Rider, Treasure Hunter. That could be something else. Steed's Blessing, so out of combat movement, boom. And Rationer, I always like that for my 4. But Rationer and Treasure, you can pick whatever you want. But having those 2 riding abilities and stuff are really great. For our blue, all the passes, of course. But you're going to be using Wrathful Strikes, Focused Mending to help out with our healing, Biting Aura, which is kind of our regular, and Master of Arms. So pretty much I think that's exactly what we have for our PvE. So same kind of thing. Then when we move to PvP, to the red tree, it's going to be a little bit different. We got Boundless Vitality, Sustained by Suffering. Increases your health, Magicka, and stamina recovery when under the effects of negative effects. So boom, you got that on there. Survival Instincts, while afflicted with a status effect, your core combat skills cost less. There's again that we've talked about that in previous videos about having abilities cost less. And then Strategic Reserve, which I use this in PvE as well. So you get a whole bunch of health recovery for every 10 ultimate that you have. So we have 500 ultimate with that. So with the 30 health, so that's 1,500 added to our to over the year. So that's why we have that such high health recovery. And that's really the biggest thing that you want, because everything else you can recover by doing heavy attacks or other things like that. Having that health recovery in there, you want to get that back as quickly as you can. Oh, wait. Also, speaking of health, one of the great things about our scythe is that, remember, that gives us our health back. So when I'm in a group in the middle of all kind of chaos, I'm putting off my guardian, I'm healing myself, throwing out Bob there, and I'm just doing my scythe. Boom, 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 boom. And everything, a heavy attack here or there in case resources may get low. They usually don't. And then expunge when it pops up. So, yeah. Yeah, I think that's it, everybody. Yeah. So a little bit different than what we're used to as far as our PvE stuff, but a really good setup. Like I said, applying all the different things that we've talked about in previous PvPs, that you want to have kind of a well-rounded build. You want something that's a little bit tanky, something that gives you some health, something that lets you cast abilities a little bit easier. All of that jazz in there. And then, if you're fortunate enough to find a set like I do, like I just have, and I didn't know this, that gives you a purple glow. That right there, I think, makes you almost immortal. Not too sure. I'm not too sure. But it makes you look good, at least, while you're doing that. Yeah, I didn't know this with the Infinite Archive stuff. I don't know if the Corpse Buster does the same thing. But yeah, when I put this on, you get a wonderful purple glow. So, all right, everybody. I hope this is helpful for you. I wanted to make a PvP version of this build. So, and I've been using it in Battlegrounds, and I think I've died once. Yeah, but usually I don't. Which for me is always a good thing, because like I said, I'm more casual of stuff. But it's a really well-designed build to keep us alive, using all the features we've talked about in the past. So, all right, go out there, have some fun in the PvPs. And go get your transmute geodes and Cyrodiil and all that stuff and whatever you need to do all the things, and go also have some fun in Infinite Archive with gathering these sets up. There's a lot of good sets in there. Like I said, I think they really nailed it on the sets for Necromancer. So both of them are really good. You could actually have both of those sets, the Corpse Buster and Nobility and Decay, for a PvP setup. And you would be, doing amazing. So, all right, everybody. Thank you again so much. I really appreciate it. Sorry it's been a couple of weeks between build stuff and everything. But I'm working on kind of another project, too, as well. Because I've been getting more and more into Guild Wars 2 stuff. So I want to start to bring not only builds and some videos from that, but also from Guild Wars 2, and also from No Man's Sky, or as we call it, No Maty Sky. So we've got 3 really high quality games that we're playing now on stream, and so we're going to be bringing some of those videos and stuff to our YouTube stuff as well. So make sure that you, if you haven't already, subscribe. I'm looking to try to break 2,000 subscribers. We're on the edge. I think we're maybe 20 away or something. So let's get on that. Tell your friends all about it. Tell your enemies about it. Hey, each one of them counts if they sub. So in there and everything. Please leave a comment below. If you got time, ding that bell, do all the things. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you, everybody, for support. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.